Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We start with the location. Right behind me is the Marriott Hotel. I think it has changed the name recently. I'm not sure what is the new name. Over there in this building with those columns is, let me read this, I will do my best, try to read this in Russian. Generalna Prokuratura Rosyjskiej Federacji. So this is the place where I am today, and actually behind me this is like a shopping street. You see the statue. I think it's like a modern version of Matryoshka. I've showed you this place before several times already. Guys, this will be a short video. I have a live stream scheduled today at 5 p.m. Moscow time, 10 a.m. New York City time with Mr. Scott Ritter, so please join us if you have time. And this time I would like to ask the questions from you, from the audience. So if you have any questions for Scott, you can type it below this video. I believe I will put this video out before the live stream or in the community page. So we're gonna do this, and let's start this video with comments of the day, because one comment is quite interesting, and I know that I do have some Russian audience here, and I would like to address it to those of you who are watching me from Russia and can tell me how truthful this comment is, if this is really the case, what's going on in Russia. So let's address this, everyone from Russia. Hi Anya, I am Russian. I have been living in Russia all my life. I want to warn you about life in Russia. There are some problems here. There are some problems here as in Western countries. For example, the uncontrolled importation of hostile migrants from Central Asia, or juvenile justice which takes children away from their parents. There were hopes that this would change with the start of SMO, Special Military Operation, but now it's hard to believe. I would like to genuinely know how is the situation in Russia in this particular case. I know that many of you are watching me from Russia, so please put in the comments down below, how do you see this? Do you also have problem with illegal migrants here, and how big this problem is, if it's that intense like in Europe? Well, probably not as much, but Russia is a huge country, so I would like to know that. And the second comment is actually from my locals community, and here I would like to say a huge thank you to Paul. And Paul knows who he is because he watches, I think, all of my videos. He's very supportive of my work on locals, and he shares my videos. So Paul, big thank you from me, from the bottom of my heart, for all your support for my channel. And you put out in the locals, on my locals community page, a picture which says Joe Biden is more confused than Michelle Obama's gynecologist. We say gynecologist, right? I don't think I have to explain this comment to many of you, because most of us know what's the point of this comment. And I think, unfortunately, Big Mike is actually one of the strongest candidates to replace Joe Biden. So there you go. One article that I have for you, it's from Reuters. Poland seeks border guard help from Germany, Greece and Finland. I found this article yesterday, so let me go through this with you guys. Warsaw, Poland hopes to bring in border guards and police from Finland, Germany and Greece to help patrol with Belarus, a senior official said on Thursday, amid mounting concerns over migration pressures from the east into Europe. It's actually getting worse and worse on the border between Poland and Belarus. That's what I was checking on lately. Preparations are underway, and these are countries that are very experienced in border protection, especially, for example, Greek experiences can be very useful. A senior government official told reporters, The border between Poland and Belarus has become a flashpoint as Western officials accuse the government in Minsk of using migrants it brings from outside of Europe as a hybrid warfare. The European Union's border agency, Frontex, says the number of people trying to cross into the EU alongside the bloc's eastern border has, I hope the wind is not too much, has nearly doubled in the first 5 months of this year, 2024, although the road remains relatively small compared to other ways into Europe. Officials in Poland and Finland have warned in recent months that the number of people trying to cross via Belarus or Russia could rise significantly in the near term. Greece is extending its fencing on its border with Turkey, while Finland seeks to close a new migrant route via Russia to Europe by developing more border guard patrols, drones and electronic detectors, and by building fences. And last page, 1 second, trying to be organized. Polish Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, you know the doctor, the one who has his backpack ready just in case he's ready to run, Forest, run. So, the Polish Defense Minister Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz said in an interview with public television on Thursday, yesterday, that migrants coming through from Belarus might include people trained to attack Polish soldiers. I'm just telling you what Polish government says, okay? Well, actually they could be trained because they are paid, But by who? I will say Soros. That's just me. Warsaw's centrist government hopes to raise the issues at the upcoming NATO summit in Washington next week. Earlier, in this month, in July, there is a meeting in Washington, NATO summit. Actually, maybe this is one of the topics I will address with Scott today. Earlier this week, Germany and Poland presented a joint action plan in which they agreed to discuss boosting defense cooperation, including a stronger NATO presence on the alliance's eastern border and the coordination of Ukraine aid. So this is how the situation looks like, everyone. I don't know how this is gonna work. I think they are all pretending like this mess comes out of somewhere, as if they have not staged this, planned this. This is all being planned. They want this chaos in Europe. They want this migration to take all over the place. And here I want to comment with something very different that many of you probably will be, what is she talking about? However, I've mentioned the name of this person over a year ago when I was in Russia too, and I will say something about Nostradamus, yes? So if this triggers you, you may stop watching. But those of you who are open-minded to all different things of approaching the current reality, I want to say this. Many years ago, I read several books written by Nostradamus. Those of you who don't know who Nostradamus was, you can look it up, but he put a lot of work out into the world. And actually he was a natural healer who was living in France, I believe in the south of France, in Saint-Rémy, I think that's the name of the place. And he was also haunted by then the ruling powers because he was providing the healing techniques that they didn't want him to provide. But side story, what he was doing, he was actually a clairvoyant and he had a lot of prophecies. And one of those prophecies that he put into many of his books was how Europe will be destroyed. And I will never forget one of the chapters in which he was talking about the migration, the migrants coming to Europe, especially to the Mediterranean countries. So France, Italy, south of France, Italy, and that region. And as we are living this reality right now, his words are coming back to my mind because this is exactly what's happening right now. And it was a very descriptive chapter. So I just wanted to end on this note and show you how beautiful it is here. This street actually has been It's partially open, partially not, because a lot of those designer stores have left, or I mean, they didn't really leave, but they closed the stores. So I'm not sure if they are still paying the rent, which will be very high, I'm sure, here. But then you have some other brands as well. So kind of all over the place. But you know, Russia has beautiful fashion, by the way. Highly recommend you if you're ever in Moscow. I support Russian fashion designers. They create beautiful clothing. So maybe in the future videos, if I'm wearing something, I can show you that is made by Russians in Russia, is designed in Russia, and is very feminine, is very beautiful. So all the ladies here, if you're in Moscow, if you're in Russia, always check it out. It's not expensive and it's very unique and one of a kind. And you support Russia as well. So with this being said, everyone, tonight, 5 p.m. Moscow time, 10 a.m. New York City time, join me on live stream with Scott Ritter, and all the link to this article that I read you is down below in the description box. Make sure to join me on Locals, follow me on Instagram for pictures from my travels from here now. What else? Yes, make sure to check out my book with Scott, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of ANIA K. The link's also down below this video, and with this being said, guys, I'll show you the other side. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Time for coffee now. Bye everyone, see you tonight.